Jake Morrison thought buying his first home in Willowbrook Estates was hitting the jackpot. At 34, a single dad, and a hard-working electrician, he had finally saved enough to afford a modest three-bedroom home with a two-car garage that was his sanctuary. His garage smelled of sawdust and copper wire, and inside, his grandfather's weathered workbench stood ready for countless projects. It was a place where Emma, his 8-year-old daughter, could build her dream treehouse without interference. But that peaceful suburban dream shattered the day Brenda Whitfield, the 52-year-old HOA treasurer with a penchant for designer cars and petty control, parked her pearl-white BMW in Jake's garage without asking. She waived imaginary HOA rules and fined him $200 for leaving the door open overnight. The clash of motor oil and luxury leather symbolized the absurdity Jake now faced, a woman using HOA authority like a personal weapon. For 6 weeks, Brenda escalated her harassment, citing arbitrary violations, snapping photos, and micromanaging neighbors' properties. Elderly Mrs. Chen got fined for her memorial wind chimes, and Tom Rodriguez, a veteran with a work truck, was targeted simply for parking. Jake tried to stay under her radar, trimming his grass precisely, moving his work van, but the day he returned from a 12-hour electrical job, his garage had become her test ground. Rather than lose his temper, Jake pulled out his phone and recorded her admission that her emergency parking clause didn't exist yet. She panicked. That recording became a key piece of evidence. The next morning, a bogus $75 fine for garage visual blight showed up on his door, evidence of harassment she had caused herself. Jake dug into county records and found that his property deed clearly trumped HOA claims. The garage was fully his. Meanwhile, Brenda's social media antics backfired, with neighbors posting actual HOA bylaws proving her imaginary rules didn't exist. City officials dismissed her false claims, and a growing coalition of neighbors, led by Mrs. Chen, Tom Rodriguez, and Sarah Mitchell, began documenting every misstep. Through meticulous research and public records requests, Jake discovered a far bigger picture. Brenda and her husband Brad, a city planner, were orchestrating a scheme. They manipulated property values using HOA harassment to pressure working-class homeowners into selling below market value, then profiting through real estate transactions. Emails, invoices, and violation records proved the conspiracy. Jake's garage became Exhibit A. With advice from his attorney Derek, Jake and his allies let Brenda escalate while they collected airtight evidence. They set up cameras, recorded interactions, and coordinated neighborhood surveillance. Brenda attempted break-ins, offered bribes, and even enlisted unlicensed contractors, all caught on camera. Police were called each time, creating a documented trail of criminal behavior. Meanwhile, Jake went camping with Emma for 2 weeks. Out of reach, Brenda had no one to manipulate, and her desperation spiraled. By the end of the 2nd week, her criminal activity had escalated to attempted burglary and conspiracy, with video evidence proving her guilt. When Jake returned, federal agents executed search warrants at Brenda's home and real estate office. They seized financial records, emails, and spreadsheets showing property manipulation schemes affecting dozens of neighborhoods. Brenda and Brad were arrested. Neighbors discovered the scale of the conspiracy, HOA boards, city planners, and real estate professionals working together to defraud families. Jake's garage, once a simple sanctuary, had become the epicenter of one of the largest HOA fraud cases in state history. With meticulous documentation, community support, and strategic patience, the small fight over a garage door escalated into federal action, justice, and reform. Brenda's real estate license was revoked, Brad was banned from municipal employment, and both faced federal charges. Their home sold at auction for far less than its value. The community established the Willowbrook Property Rights Defense Fund, offering legal consultation for homeowners facing HOA harassment. Property values stabilized, transparency became the new standard, and the HOA was reformed under accountable leadership. Emma finally had her treehouse, built 18 inches beyond where Brenda claimed the property line ended, symbolizing the victory of rightful ownership and persistence. Every year, neighbors celebrate Garage Door Day, honoring the day ordinary citizens stood up against petty tyranny and systemic corruption. Jake's story, from a single homeowner defending his garage to a federal conspiracy unraveling, shows that standing up for small rights can protect entire communities. And as Emma wisely notes, the first rule of her treehouse applies to life itself: no mean people allowed. Every neighborhood has its secrets, and every Karen leaves her mark. If you love true HOA stories like this, make sure to watch more on our channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life neighborhood drama. Thank you.